Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Not too long ago, the Met Gala happened on May 2nd, which we did talk about here. It was a gilded, glamour themed fashion event, and we talked about how Kim Kardashian swooped the red carpet and delivered the most talked about look of the night, which was Marilyn Monroe's original infamous Happy Birthday, Mr. President dress, which is a very skin tight, nearly transparent gown that Marilyn wore to serenade John F. Kennedy, her rumored lover, back in 1962. Kim Kardashian did an interview with Vogue where she explained she had borrowed the dress from Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Orlando, which itself had acquired the creation from Julian's auction back in 2016 for $4.8 million. The dress was originally sketched by Bobby Mackey, then designed by Jean Lewis, and then it went to auction, which was the most expensive thing ever sold in auction. In a press release, Ripley's described the dress as a very heavy, over 6,000 crystals adorned it, causing the garment to weigh in at around 6 pounds. Now, in the aftermath of the gala, outrage started to brew forth among the fashion archivist community. Several conservatives of fragile garments, including the former head conservator of the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Institute. And they have expressed outrage that Kim Kardashian went so far as to pull the original gown out of storage and wear it, thereby potentially damaging the garment. Conservator Sarah Scrutchew, probably said that wrong, wrote in an Instagram caption, "When I was the head of the Costume Institute Conservation Lab, I had to swat off requests by people, including Anna Wintour, to have irreplaceable objects in the collection be worn by models and celebrities." Sarah also said that because Kim Kardashian's request to wear Marilyn's gown was fulfilled, it likely that other fancy, powerful, rich people will now be inspired to pressure conservators to let them borrow simply irreplaceable outfits. At first, I didn't see anything wrong with Kim Kardashian wearing the dress, but the more I see what these conservationists are saying, and I also didn't realize that it was Marilyn Monroe's dying wish that no one was to wear this dress. Like, she didn't want anybody to ever wear this dress. So my opinion has kind of changed, and Kim wearing the dress, in my opinion now, wasn't such a good idea. And I had questions before about how, like, it was a custom made dress to Marilyn. How was she going to fit into it? And then I found out she had lost so much weight. And now hearing, though, how fragile the garment is, my opinion has changed. And it's just raised a lot of questions about the ethics, the important parts that this is one of a kind. It's a historical garment that should not leave the museum. Then there are a lot of things like that they should have considered, like before, how she said it could have gone through things. It could have left maybe sweat stains. It could have ripped. It could have been torn. She could have tripped and really like messed up the dress. Like anything could have happened during the time she wore it. And now we know there is damage to the dress. There was stretching in the back area, which kind of makes sense. Marilyn did not have as big as a badonkadonk as Kim. So, yes, there's some stretching, and there's a loss of diamonds on the dress. And I did see comments regarding the strap, the right strap, I believe, being messed up. Well, we'll get to some of those photos, though. Now, Sarah then told the LA Times after her Instagram caption that wearing any historical clothing damages it. For example, a 60-year-old embellished silk dress is going to have problems, weak spots. She also said that there is the fact that Kim is currently putting on products, lotions, creams, perfumes, body makeup, etc., all of which will further damage it. Now, Kim did comment in Vogue, and I do have this little quote saying that she would never want to sit in it, eat in it, or have any risk of damage to it, and that she wouldn't be wearing the kind of body makeup she usually does. So, did she not have any body makeup? Okay. But did she wear any other lotions or creams or perfumes? Any of that kind of thing? We don't know. Sarah said it is important to protect these garments from environmental changes like sunlight, humidity, temperature, because it is fragile fibers. This is why previously, before Kim wearing it, they had the dress stored in a glass vault that was temperature, humidity controlled, and it was in a room with no outside light. Now, I could see that when Kim Kardashian was going up the stairs, it was very hard for her to take big steps. She even made comments that she had to learn to walk in it. The dress could have easily been ripped, like I said before. I now really think it was an unethical choice on their part to let the dress leave the museum. Now, Amanda Joyner, who is Vice President of Licensing and Publishing of Ripley's Believe It or Not Entertainment, made a statement saying that they felt that this was a way to bring something that's 60 years old and very iconic to a new generation. I understand that. She said that after receiving Kim's request to wear the dress, they had to make some decisions as far as whether or not they were willing to let Kim borrow the dress. They did 2 different fittings with her, the first one in LA in April, and then the second one later in April, to see whether or not the dress would fit. The biggest challenge that they had is that they really wanted to make sure that they kept the integrity of the dress and the preservation, because it's 60 years old. And they felt that it's just an iconic piece of fashion, both from a historical perspective, but also from a pop culture perspective. Now, if she felt this way, I think they should have done a little bit more thinking about what could have happened to this dress. During one of Kim's attempts to try on the dress, they discovered that Marilyn Monroe's custom look didn't fit. Determined to make it work, Kim did all she could. She crash dieted, and she claimed she dropped 16 pounds in 3 weeks. On the night of the Met Gala, Kim was dressed by a gloved conservativist from Ripley's, and she only wore the dress during her appearance on the red carpet before swiftly changing out of it. For the rest of the evening, she wore a replica, and she had 3 on hand in total in case she needed them. 3. 3 replicas. So if they were so concerned something would have happened to another replica, that they had 3 other replicas, what did you think about having her wear the dress even just to walk up the stairs, a long set of stairs? It's a long set of stairs. Yes, she does a lot of stopping for photographs, but why couldn't she just wear a replica the whole time? I don't know. Kim said she was extremely respectful to the dress and what it means to American history. She said that everything had to be specifically timed and she had to practice walking up the stairs. It's common practice for celebrities like Kim to wear obscure and different types of couture garments or vintage gowns to red carpet events. But because Marilyn Monroe's dress is so identifiably famous, the stakes at the Met Gala were particularly high. Now, Marilyn Monroe's dress is very, very, very thin fabric. The stones were personally hand sewn onto the dress. To transport the dress from Ripley's in Orlando to Calabasas for fittings, Amanda Joyner and her team flew on a private plane sent by Kim. They took all the precautions necessary to keep the integrity of the dress and its vulnerability. But if that is the case, then why is there now clear damage to the dress? I have some before and after pictures of this dress from a wonderful Marilyn Monroe Instagram account called The Monroe Collection. So if you like anything Marilyn Monroe, this is the Instagram account for you. I will link it down below in my description. They even had a post back from January 27th, 2022, showing off the dress in a wonderful video showing its history with Marilyn. And let's first take a look at that. Let me just remove the photo. What a great video. Now, I do want to start off with reading the post before I show you the photos. So, here is the first post, and it says, "The dress on display at Ripley's Hollywood location on June 12, 2022, shared with me by one more set. So much for keeping the integrity of the dress and the preservation, Ripley's Believe It or Not. Was it worth it? Great care was taken to preserve this piece of pop culture history with input from garment conservatists, appraisers, and archaeologists. The garment's conditions was top priority. Believe it or not, no alterations were to be made to the dress, and Kim even changed into a replica after the red carpet." Source: Ripley's press release, May 2nd. And to be fair, Ripley's said we did try to protect the dress. We basically had more conversations with Kim and her team and put a lot of requirements in place with security and with the handling of the dress. Amanda Joyner, a vice president of licensing and publishing at Ripley's, said to the Daily Beast, "The dress was never with Kim alone. It was always with a Ripley's representative. We always ensured that at any time we felt that the dress was in danger of ripping or we felt uncomfortable about anything, we always had the ability to be able to say, we not were going to continue with this. How were you going to stop her if she fell down the stairs?" Just a question. Okay, let's continue to the next one. After receiving Kardashian's request to wear the dress a couple of months ago, we had to make some decisions as far as whether or not we were willing to let Kim borrow the dress, Joyner said. We did 2 different fittings with her, the first one in LA in April and the second one later in April to see whether or not the dress would fit. The biggest challenge that we had is the way we really wanted to make sure that we kept the integrity of the dress and the preservation because it is 60 years old. And we will feel that it's such an iconic piece of fashion, both from a historical perspective, but also a pop culture perspective. And this was from the source, the Daily Beast interview with Amanda Joyner, Vice President of Licensing and Publishing at Ripley Entertainment, May 3rd. Now, let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look. So here's pre-Met Gala, after Met Gala. Don't worry, I have some side-by-sides for us as well. And this is a more closer up view. So pre, after. Yes. Now, they did have another post, and we're going to look at what that says first. So they say, "I've done some additional before and after research on the state of Marilyn Monroe's famous gown. We all know Ripley's loaned it to Kim Kardashian for the 2022 Met Gala. Now it is damaged. Ripley's is to blame. They made the decision. They are responsible. Was there a second stopgate approach? It is believed by so many that Anna Wintour, Vogue's editor-in-chief, reviews and approves/denies every garment being worn to the gala in advance. Could Wintour have stopped this from happening? The irony. The event itself is an annual fundraiser to benefit the Met's Costume Institute, which has an entire department focused on preserving and conserving garments and accessories. So here's the question. If it's true that Wintour approves outfits for the gala, why would she allow this historic gown to be worn? Was the dress in its current state prior to the gala? Let's look at a before and after photo taken 52 days apart. These are screenshots from Ripley's IG from May 2nd, and the fitting occurred on 4/21. The right photo was taken by one Marset on 6/12. By my count, there are 7 crystals missing from the gown in the after picture, which were present during the fitting. The screenshots show only a portion of the dress. There are likely more missing. It's never been implied that the gown was in perfect condition. My own photos show some crystals missing prior to the auction. However, it's significantly more today. I don't think we need to ask why when we see the video of the fitting. Swipe right, which we will. No one else has worn the dress. From Ripley's own May 2nd press release, the multi-million-dollar dress has rarely been separated from its dress form, let alone worn by anyone other than Monroe. Great care was taken to preserve this piece of history. With input from garment conservationist, appraiser, archaeologist, and insurance, the garment's condition was top priority. Really? And it continues with this before and after photo evidence shows that there's actually was damage done to the dress due to being worn. The state of the dress today is in fact not the way it was when Kim wore it. Okay, that being said, now let's look at their side-by-sides. So as you can see, there's a lot of missing hand-sewn diamonds that aren't on the dress anymore. Now, if these are actual, like, real diamonds, which they're saying they're real diamonds, if any of them fell off at the Met Gala stairs, I hope someone picked them up and they just didn't get vacuumed. That's a diamond. That can go in someone's ring. That's just a thought that was going through my mind. Sorry. I'm like, well, if these are real diamonds, come on now. That's a lot of money, one, to be losing, and two, they're just popping off. Like, damn. Yeah, there is definitely damage done. And even if you can see, like, the zipper, which the zipper didn't matter. She still had to get hand sewn in, Marilyn Monroe. So the zipper was there as more of a safety mechanism, and then they still had to sew it up. But you can see where just like the clasps are too, that it definitely stretched a lot. Here is another photo where they have, like, lines showing the different missing gems from the top. They show the different clasp, how the clasp was, and different gems that were missing. Again, the clasp, again, gems that have popped off that are still hanging on by a thread. Screenshot from Ripley's May 2nd IG reel of the JFK dress fitting in April 21st in Orlando. And then the dress on display at the Ripley's Hollywood, California on June 12th. And it was by Chad Michael Morissette that took that photo. So thank you, Chad. Now let's show the video that they mentioned in the previous post of the fitting, which I did show previous, but this is just another way to see just how delicate of a dress this was and how hard it was for them to put it on her. Now I'm not going to add the sound, so now to anyone that may be questioning the actual condition of Marilyn Monroe's dress, prior to being purchased by Ripley's, believe it or not, implying the low quality photos of the dress, they were shared to somehow make the newly discovered damage to the dress seem worse than it actually is. So this is actually a 4K video that was taken of the gown on display at Julian's auction. And that was November 2016. So without question, there's definitely significant damage. Now I do have the other video, which is them putting it on Kim. So let me get that for us, and I'll remove this off the screen. The dress was beautiful. I still think it's beautiful. And any person, if, like I said, hey, you want to wear Marilyn Monroe's dress? I'd be like, yes, I get it. But then I would just think about it a little bit more. I don't know if Kim really thought about it like all these other people are thinking about it.
Dear Lord. Should we sing Hallelujah or something?
Pretty, pretty.
Oh my God. You got it.
No.
Kim, push.
No.
Kim, push it.
Push what?
Push your ass. Push your ass.
Reinforcement? Do I need to put on another pair of shapewear?
Please, maybe that.
No.
We can't even get it half right.
Wait, let's see how much not. Oh my God. Yeah, can we use that tie and tie it and keep it open?
Think so,
Try
definitely.
with her-
We can't attach this.
Well, just that tie. That tie comes with it, right?
Yes, yes.
Like, what if we did that and then put a fur over?
It's perfect idea. We're
You
gonna
know
tie.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, oh my God.
And she did, in fact, have that fur coat, which, I mean, Marilyn did wear the fur coat with the beautiful dress. So it went, but it was to cover the back area. But it looked like it was a process to get it over that booty. I mean, she has a great booty for a reason. But now after, hearing all of these, things that these conservationists, I do see what they're saying about just how they felt. And there were a lot of comments that people had to say, and I do want to share a couple before we go. So this one says, "No way. I'm literally shocked. The seam is ruined. All the missing rhinestones and the stretching to the stranded fabric." Let's see what else we have. Then we have this one. And it says, "History is now. Let the dress continue making history." I get his point. But it was Marilyn Monroe's dying wish that nobody wear the dress. We need to respect these people's wishes. And this person says, she didn't go back in time. The history is still there. This one says she ripped it open, bro. She ruined an artifact. Chris said it's just a dress. But it's not just a dress. It's not. It's $1 million dress, too, with all those diamonds on it. And Meg said, it's the fact that Marilyn's dying wish is that she didn't want anyone else to wear it for me. Why, but me, I believe. Why can't we just respect her last wishes? I agree, Meg. Then this one is very powerful. There's truly is little that is left of her besides her outstanding work and personal story, and the fact she was allowed to do this and be gifted with her hair. I can't wait for the day as a society we finally let this woman rest peacefully. And then this person says, no, seriously. They will cry about how Marilyn Monroe was treated like an object her entire career. And Kim will cry about how she's treated the same way. And then they'll keep locks of her hair as souvenirs to give out to the rich. It literally disgusts me. What the F? I didn't hear about that. That's actually really gross. And then this person said Marilyn was buried in a wig because her head was shaved during her embalming. An employee at the funeral home took her hair and breast enhancements from the trash and auctioned them off. Oh my God. The way Marilyn was exploited in life and death should send a lot of people straight to hell. And this is why Marilyn's dress shouldn't have been worn. The woman was literally used in every way imaginably, from childhood and even after her death. Just disgusting. And it's true. If you know the story behind Marilyn Monroe, you'd have a better understanding. She was definitely exploited, and the one last dying wish, we couldn't even give that to her. That's what the big deal is with what people are saying by that. Here are a couple from Instagram that I found. How dare Ripley's for letting Kim have a dress, a part of history, an iconic dress worn by an absolute legend destroyed. I don't understand why Kim couldn't make a replica. Shame on Ripley, shame on Kim. This one says, the funny thing is she had a replica, but she used the real dress anyways. Just a few minutes to walk the red carpet. Can you imagine if she would have used the real dress the whole night? She caused so much damage just in a matter of a few minutes. She used the real one for the red carpet, then used the replica for the rest of the event. Should have worn the replica from the start, but I mean, the dress was made with Marilyn Monroe's measurements, a different body from a different time. And Kim obviously had surgeries, she thinks, her opinion, to make certain parts of her body more voluptuous. It was obvious something like this was going to happen. Totally agree with you. Marilyn is an absolute legend, something that Kim is not, and that's their opinion. I don't think Kim's a legend like Marilyn, but Kim has her own, you know. Now this one says, I'm starting to realize why every single photo had a coat covering her back. And I went to that link, and it literally was just this photo with her in the coat. Kim, is her own words, said that they couldn't zip past a certain point, so she wore the coat to cover that back, and Pete would keep checking to make sure it was covered. I mean, common sense would tell you that if it doesn't fit, then wear something else instead of forcing yourself into such a fragile and iconic dress. I kind of agree. I just examined my own photos of the gown from 8/12/2017 when it was on display at Ripley's in San Francisco. The back zip area shown no signs of strains, and I can see only one place where a crystal seemed missing. I didn't photograph the right strap, but I believe I would have noticed if it was torn as it is now. In all, it appeared in very good condition at the time, so in my opinion, Ripley's is lying. I have not seen any photos of the right strap, so that's why I couldn't provide them for you guys today. If any of you do, please leave a comment below and let me know where I can find this, because I'd like to take a look myself. And then this person's crying and just in shock. Shame on people who left. Shame on the people who were at fault here. First, Kim Kardashian for trying too hard to be seen, and second, Ripley's. Shame on them. And the last comment I got for everyone says, to talk about Marilyn Monroe, you need to have your own critique and naturalness and heart. Not everything is worth with money. I'm sure she would be offended that this woman destroyed her image with her coldness and ignorance and greed to earn money in exchange for a person who suffered and left her life when no one helped her. This is a disgrace of humanity that has become all about marketing and media hype. This woman who wore the Marilyn dress just wants to be talked about at any cost, regardless of the history and pain of a woman as precious as Marilyn Monroe, who suffered and died for calculous, greedy people like the woman who wore the Marilyn Monroe dress. So that was a lot, and a lot of people are not happy. I want to know what you all think. This beautiful legend right here, Marilyn Monroe, with her beautiful, iconic dress. Now, do you think it should have stayed in the museum and Kim never have worn it? Do you agree with what everybody is saying? Do you agree with what that person said? History is now. Let's continue the history. What do you guys think? Because I knew at first, I thought it was kind of amazing that they let her wear this dress, and I would be totally honored to be able to wear anything of Marilyn Monroe's and, you know, just feel like her for one night. So at first, I was just, yeah, it's hell yeah, let her wear it. She looks amazing. But then the more I read into it, I saw why people were upset. I forgot the whole what Marilyn Monroe went through and just remembering everything, and like then hearing it was her dying wish that no one wore the dress kind of just changed my opinion. So has everything you've seen today changed your opinion? Let me know below. I would love to hear what you all have to say. But I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.